Hi guys, my name's Alethea, this is Got You Covered. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different from what I normally do. It's 2020 and I wanted to talk about what kind of changes I wanted to make this year in regards to my fashion choices. So I think in the past I've been kind of I don't know what to call it, but basically I just wasn't really thinking about what I bought and I wasn't thinking about what went into my fashion choices and like what consequences there were to that. But the more that I've been like around the fashion industry and the more that I've gotten used to understanding my own style, there's a couple of things that I want to do differently this year. So I'm making like my fashion like New Year's resolutions. Don't even really like New Year's resolutions as like a concept because I feel like once you break it, you feel like you don't have to do it anymore. But I really do want to be more conscious about like how I'm spending my money in regards to fashion this year. So I've made a list of things that I'm going to do in particular that I feel like are going to help me have better spending habits. If you like any of these, feel free to implement them yourselves as like your New Year's resolutions, and then we can be figuring this all out together. The first thing that I want to do differently this year is to only buy things that I love. I've literally been hearing this advice for years and I'm just now realizing how true it is. But if you're in the dressing room and you're trying on something and you only kind of like it, don't buy it. Oh my gosh, I've done this so many times where I'll buy something, then I'll take it home, and I thought it was like good enough, and then I never wear it, or I only wear it a couple of times, and the times that I do, I'm not really happy with it, and I don't feel very confident, and I end up getting rid of that piece. Instead, the things that I've like tried on and I loved, I still have in my wardrobe to this day, even if I bought it 5 years ago. So this year, I want to only buy things that I love, and that way I don't have to be creating as much waste by getting rid of things that I should have been wearing for years. This one is really similar to the last one, but slightly different. Thinking about the long-term use of a garment. So instead of having something where, I love trends as much as the next person, but some things I know are gonna be like a flash in the pan, not last a very long trend, instead of really like caving in and buying those things that I'm gonna wear for like a couple of months, maybe. I wanna think about things that even if it's trendy, I know that I'm still gonna be able to get away with wearing it for several years. And I wanna buy things that are high quality so that way it doesn't fall apart on me in a couple of months. I feel like with like fast fashion stores, it's so easy to go into one of those places because they're cheap and they're fun and everything is on trend, but I really want to try to avoid those places this year because chances are it's not going to be good quality and it's not going to be something that I can keep around for years. So this is a big one for me because I love fashion and I love trends, but instead of just buying into a trend because some celebrity wore it or because I know it's a big thing this year, I want to only buy into the trends that I genuinely love and that I genuinely think are beautiful, not just to get on a bandwagon. I totally jump on bandwagons when it comes to fashion. That's like my one kryptonite. And this year I want to try to not do that. I'm not going to stay away from trends completely because I still love fashion. I think it's cool, but instead of buying something only because it's a trend, I want to buy it because I love it and I think it's beautiful. So I love shopping secondhand, but I don't really think I do it enough. So this year I want to try buying secondhand whenever I can, especially for those basics. If I know I'm looking for a black cardigan, I could probably find one at a secondhand store instead of having to buy something new. It's way better for the environment, it's better for my wallet, good all around. I really want to support that secondhand industry a lot more in 2020. I know that shopping secondhand isn't always an option, especially for something that's very on trend. Before I go to those go-to shops that I know aren't necessarily the most sustainable, but I know they're on trend, I want to look at sustainable brands first. There's a lot of them out there and I really want to support them because I appreciate what they're doing by putting this planet that we live on first and by treating their workers correctly first, and I want to support them. I want to put my money where my mouth is at. So as a fashion junkie, my last one is gonna be hard for me because my automatic go-to is to feel like that I have nothing in my wardrobe, throw everything away and go buy new stuff. Oh man, I'm trying to curb myself this year because that's really not a great way to live. First of all, it's expensive and I don't necessarily think it's good for one person to be going through as much clothes as I go through. So before I just go run and buy new things, even if it's secondhand and that's a good option, I want to take the clothes that I have and repair them or turn them into something new before I give it away. I recently repaired a sweater that I had that was starting to get all snagged and come apart. I fixed it, and that's actually the one that I'm wearing right now, and it looks brand new. I feel like normally I would just like get rid of it and be like, oh, it's not good anymore, and bought a new sweater instead of just taking the one that I have and being grateful for it and like taking care of it. And I recently turned a dress into a skirt and resized it, so now I feel like I have a totally new piece of clothing, and that's a way better option than throwing it away and buying a new skirt. Now instead I feel like I have a new skirt, but I got to use the stuff that I already owned and got a little crafty. It's very fun. I feel like that one's like a double part. Like I have to learn how to sew a lot better than I know how to sew now, and I get to repurpose my stuff, so a little duo there. And that's it. I feel like that's enough for me to keep up with for 2020. So if you liked these, which I hope you did, please throw me a like or maybe comment below anything that you're trying to do in the year 2020. And definitely consider subscribing because I come out with fashion-related content every single week. See you next time. And I hope you have an amazing new year. Here's to 2020. Oh, it says it's 2020. Don't need these anymore. Just kidding. I'm blind.